next on the spot. Instead of going to QuakeCon and Blizzcon, you sat around the house and waited for the mail to show up. Oh wait, that's just me. That's okay, because GameSpot sent running crews to both events and we're back with plenty of footage guaranteed to delight. And hey, don't forget about games, and more games! We'll bring you an exclusive new trailer of Need for Speed ProStreet, then we'll check out Undertow, NHL 08, Race Driver Create and Race, Zack and Wiki, PixelJunk Racers, Heavenly Sword, and whatever else we can steal off of Brad's desk while he's away. On the Spot begins now! Hey, what's going on? Welcome to On the Spot. It's GameSpot's weekly live show where we talk about video games and show you some stuff that's not out yet, some stuff that's coming out soon. I'm with Ryan Davis. What are you typing on a laptop over there?
No, I'm sorry. I'm busy.
You're making stuff
I'm
happen.
back here.
You're making things
focused.
happen over here.
That's true.
Awesome. How you doing?
I'm well, except for my horrible eyeball.
Yeah, we should just address that right away.
I've got a horrible eyeball
What
problem.
did you do to your damn eye?
You should see the other guy. Yeah, no, nothing. It just kind of happened. So I've got this crazy eyeball now. So try not to stare.
I wasn't staring at your eye.
But aside from my eyeball, you and I are basically the only people here.
Yeah, totally. You know, it's August, and it's the calm before the storm, if you don't know. Next week, Madden comes out, and everything gets crazy from here on out. So everyone is out at events making stuff happen. It's basically me and Ryan and all these dudes and Brian over there holding down the fort.
I like that you point where there's no one. So all these dudes over there. I like the idea that there's like 100 dudes just off camera.
Yeah, no, and they're waiting to jump us if we take too long. So let's keep this moving. A lot of action happening this week.
Absolutely.
Over on the Xbox 360.
Absolutely.
They finally made that price drop official.
They did, at like 9 o'clock at night too.
Yeah,
said,
exactly. Perfect time. It's because it's midnight on the East Coast, and they want to hit midnight because the East Coast matters, right?
And they're doing it for Madden.
Yeah, they are doing it for Madden. So
you know, to time it with that, and that seems pretty smart. But then the other crazy thing that kind of happened along with the price drop, because now you've got the Elite, the Core, and the Premium, and the Premium is now just the Xbox
360, and that's $350 now.
That's $350, and
that.
now that is shipping. It's in the channel, as they like to say.
It's out there.
It's out there with the HDMI port, which was previously only on the Elite. So that's kind of a crazy development that they didn't really like. We kind of had to like bust them out, like, hey, what's going on with this? Like, yeah, we went ahead and added this in there.
Yeah, we did which is good. You know, everyone's ready for digital action. Everyone's buying HD TVs. Why not put the HDMI port and everything, right?
I think it's totally great. I just think it's so bizarre that it's kind of like not a big, like they made such a, like it was a big deal like when they did on the Elite. Now it's like,
now they all got them. Even the $280 core system.
Oh, is that one getting one?
I think that's getting one too. I think
Craziness.
they're all getting them.
Awesome.
I don't know. They're in the channel. Anyway, we're going to move on right now with a world-exclusive trailer for the latest driving game from Electronic Arts. This is Need for Speed ProStreet, taking the series in a different direction. You're not going to see this anywhere else for a little while. Check it out.
Need for Speed ProStreet is all about competing at the highest level of street racing. There's a movement within the culture where street racing is getting more organized. We're accelerating that movement with ProStreet. This is our interpretation of where we think street racing will be in the next 3 to 5 years. We're delivering on the ultimate proving ground for you to test your abilities. No longer are you trying to rule your local neighborhood. You're now competing on the world stage. You need to dominate each of these 4 street racing styles: drift, drag, grip, and the all-new speed challenge to be crowned the Street King. Only ProStreet gives you the opportunity to prove your skills in each of the racing disciplines. The career opens up with a player entering a qualifying showdown. The player needs to dominate all the events to enter the Street Racing Elite Orgs, where the player has an opportunity to take down the king. The showdown is a tier progression where the player competes in North America in what we're calling the Battle Machine organization, and then in Europe and Asia in the React Team session. And then we take the player, to a world stage super promotion. At the end is where the user can take down and defeat the Showdown King. It's not about owning one type of racing, it's about mastering multiple racing styles here. You unlock these orgs, these kings, by earning reputation in each style of racing. Defeat all the kings to claim the ultimate crown, the Street King. ProStreet is all about competing at the highest level of street racing. This is your chance to prove that you have what it takes to be crowned the next Street King.
All right, we are back. Now that is Need for Speed Pro Street. Awesome smoke effects.
Lots of smoke.
Yes.
Proprietary smoke
Proprietary
effects.
smoke.
I like
they're going to give to the other EA teams.
I like proprietary smoke.
Word.
Those guys are great.
Yeah. The bass player's a total jerk, though. So, Zack and Wiki.
Zack and Wiki.
This is a Wii game.
This is a Wii game for the Wii.
A Wii game for the Wii from Capcom.
From Capcom.
Why don't you tell us all? Let me get the official title here before we get through. Let's make this demo official.
All right. Chew it up.
Zack and Wiki, Quest for Barbaros's Treasure.
That's a mouthful right there.
I said it.
And it's
let's see it.
It's all right. We can get into it here. You play as Zack. You're this little pirate guy, and you've got your. This is Wiki. He's the little floating golden monkey, of course.
Now anyone can edit Wiki and add whatever they want to it and fill him full of lies.
He's locked right now, actually. So
okay.
no changes can be made to him at the moment.
All right.
But you're a pirate, and you got dropped onto this crazy island, and you met this skeleton of a famous old pirate. Barbaros.
Naturally.
And he says, hey, if you find the rest of my body, which is scattered across this island in treasure chests, I'll give you my cool ship. And you can tell there's something strange afoot, but...
I love Coolship.
So this is very much a Wii game, and it seems a bit like a kid's game too, but it's all about puzzle solving.
Now, how are you making a move here? Are you pointing and clicking with that star?
You see that little star, I point, and I hit the A button, and he goes to wherever I point to.
All
so
right.
if I just go like this, and you'll see there's lots of items in the environment that you can interact with. In this case, there's this big column here. It's like, hey, what's up with that? Oh, there's a thing up there. Some sort of a key. Oh, but he can't reach it, and he curses. So, just gonna stroll over here and go look at this rock. And, anything going on with the rock? There's coins in the rock, so...
Naturally.
Click
Of course
those
there's coins in the rock.
And then I'm going to get over to this pot, and then, oh no, look out, there's a snake. Now, to fight, Zack doesn't actually fight, but Wiki is his boy. So I just shake the remote around when I get near an enemy, and he starts ringing this bell,
Nice.
which is Wiki, and then...
So, wait a minute. He's a flying monkey that turns into a bell?
That's right. But so a flying golden monkey. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, you left that part out.
So Snake Guy dropped this thing over here, as we'll see, and Slither Gripper.
I saw those guys.
Also a great band. So now I can use the Slither Gripper, as you can see.
Slither Gripper.
Now this is kind of one of the cool little bits where the Wii remote comes into play. Is I actually have to
Oh, right on.
move the pincer up there, and I hit the button, and I've got to pull it down, and I pull it off the thing, and now I got the sweet key.
Amazing!
And there's people in bunny suits or something jump out of the corner. I don't really understand what's going on there, but because this is still a pretty early demo of the game.
At some point, someone shouts, "God is great," and action continues. It's like, all right.
All right.
whatever.
So Ruin's Key, and we saw early, at the beginning of this demo, that there was a big old door with a big old lock on it, and I think that's probably what we're going to use this key for. So let's poof it on down. And this is I've only played a couple levels. Here's another one where I got to turn the Wii remote to turn the key. Bam.
So I'm getting the impression from this game that it is an adventure game, almost in the old kind of PC style, and that you're kind of pointing and clicking, and not necessarily a lot of action. Is that what you've gotten out of it so far?
That's kind of been my experience thus far. Now here's this is Johnny Style. This was my pilot who bailed on me earlier. He's a
Damn you, Johnny Style! You got too much style.
He's hanging out in a barrel or a bucket or something. I don't know what's going on with that. And
it's a stylish barrel or bucket or pot or whatever. Pick that thing up and break it. Dude.
I'm gonna, because he's a punk, and then when I do that, he's all, oh, later. So
Johnny Style's got places to be.
now I can look around here, and there's this big old pit, kind of. This thing looks very harrowing right here, so I don't want to go directly in there, but I still want to get to that chest. So, so I want to go back upstairs because actually, before I go upstairs, I'll show you this. There's a ring up here that can't quite reach the ring. Wonder what I'm going to need to get to that ring.
Maybe if you go upstairs to where the ring is.
Well, I couldn't reach it because I don't have my pincher. My Slither Gripper, as it were. So I'll grab my Slither Gripper.
Oh, so you don't really have an inventory system. It's more just kind of what you got on you.
There is a little bit of an inventory, but for some reason he decides to drop that there.
All right, so let's kick into some questions here. Albert in the Netherlands asks, does it require the nunchucks to move with the Wii remote, or what are you doing with the nunchuck?
I haven't done anything with the nunchuck so far, so I'm not convinced it needs the nunchuck. But
you got it plugged in just in case.
Just in case. Oh, I can't see this thing at all.
Come on, Slither Gripper.
There we go. And I pull down that chain, and then Bunnymen is wonderful. They're very excited, and then the whole ceiling collapses as you can see here. And yeah, it makes kind of cool use of the Wii remote with how you have to interact with things, and when you had to shake that when you had to pull down the lever or whatever. That's kind of a nice little touch. And Wiki's stoked, and I can now walk across this platform. And this thing is protected by a ghost, and I don't like ghosts, so I ring a bell at them. And then I can open up this treasure
Ghosts
chest.
hate bells.
This is a scientific fact.
Yeah.
The science of ghosts. They hate bells. And then congratulations.
Ryan in Hollywood, Florida says, "What the hell is this game?"
And then that is the end of the level. This game, it is kind of an adventure game. It's very puzzle oriented.
Yeah.
And it seems kind of cool. I mean,
It looks pretty awesome.
This is the second level of it. It's pretty low key, but it hasn't really gotten too complicated, so I'm not really sure how complex it's going to get. But it definitely has a very Japanese feel to it, for what that's worth.
For sure. And it's out. When's it out?
I have no idea.
Only look. October.
October.
I know when it's out. I didn't even have to ask you.
Well, then why'd you waste my time, sir?
I just like making you look dumb.
Zack and Wiki.
Quest for
Barbarossa's treasure. It's coming to the Wii. October. Catch it.
All right, cool.
Thanks, Zack.
Thanks, Ryan. Now we're going to kick it over to Brian Eckberg, who is standing over there with all these ninjas we were talking about with NHL 08. Take it away, Brian.
What's up, guys? I just want to say I think Barbarossa is a horse, right? He ran the Kentucky Derby. Anyway. I'm here with David Lippman.
No horses in hockey, man.
I know. So David Lippman, producer of EA. We're talking about NHL 08. I just want to point out the Ducks won the cup. What is going on in the world?
Well, it's great the Cup finally came to California.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing. I know a few people around here want the Kings to be next.
That's right.
So I'm glad. It's nice to see the Cup out on the West Coast.
Absolutely, but NHL 08, there's so much to talk about with this game. We've seen that, you debuted last year on the 360 and not the PS3, but the 360, and we saw a lot of cool stuff with the stick. But this year, there's some really cool stuff happening with online. What can you tell us about online play?
Well, like you said, last year was all about the skill stick, and this year was not just about the skill stick, but also about AI and about setting up in zone and really playing a good, authentic game of hockey. And what we really want to do, though, is get it online and get to where I think people have been expecting EA Sports games to be for the last few years, and I think NHL is leading that charge, and we can go over some of the modes right now.
Sure, we're looking at a couple of these on screen right now. Looks like 4 new modes online.
4 new modes online, and some of these people might know, but there's going to be a couple here that are truly favorites of the dev team, and let's go through those.
Yeah, let's go through them.
Online leagues, I think some people know about. So you can have 2 teams up or 32 teams, all different players in these leagues, and you can play against each other from like 1 time each to 11 times each. So if you have 32 teams, you could play each other 10 times. So you could have a huge season, or you could just play 2 people with 7 games and almost play like a playoff series. So you can have all these leagues, full stat tracking, goals, assists, points, and of course a winner of the league that gets a trophy on his screen for the whole league to see until someone else wins that league again.
But you can also play against one another online in a couple of different ways, right?
Yes, so online leagues is one thing. Shootout is also new, so we had our shootout last year to really focus on the skill stick. And what you can do this year is go online. And the cool thing about shootout this year, though, is that you can play as the goalie. And in a ranked shootout, which we track stats, so you could be the best shootout player in the world, you actually have to play as the goalie as well, from the goalie point of view behind the net. So not only do you have to play forward and score, but you have to stop your opposition as well.
Got to be good on both sides of the puck.
Both sides of the puck.
Yeah.
And online versus play, this is a really cool feature. On the Xbox 360, you can play 4 players on one console against 4 players anywhere else in the world on the other console.
Okay.
So, and you could have any mix and match there. You could have 3 versus 1, 3 versus 2, 2 versus 2, and all the way up to 4 versus 4, each on their own console. And the other thing with that is on the PS3, you can actually play 6 on 6. So 6 people on one console and 6 people on the other console. And what's good about that is that that's everybody on the ice. That's everybody human controlled in an online game, and that's pretty cool. And last but not least, our favorite feature around the office is our online team play, which you can have 6 different consoles in 6 different houses across the world all playing together. Either 3 on 3 or 2 versus 4. And so you could be in your house, I could be in mine, Chris can be in his, and we're playing against 3 people, each in their own house on their own console.
So we're really getting to the point where at some point in the future, people are going to be able to play hockey, everybody on the ice at the same time online, playing whatever position they want to. and that's not that far away, I think.
Exactly. I think that's where we're moving to. EA Sports is really starting to take online seriously and making sure that our online play is as good as our offline play. I want to finish with, so the OTP where you can play all these different players, that's great, but what if the online experience isn't a good experience? What if there's lag? What if you don't feel that you have good control of your players? Well, we work really hard on making sure that you can control your players as good online as you can offline, and making sure that the frame rate is the same online as it is offline as well. So you will find that when you go online, and you're going to have this incredible experience just like you would offline. And as we're watching here, I just saw an amazing created play of a cycle and then to a puck in front, and so we're watching some gameplay here.
So we're in the game, and tell us real quickly what the creative play is.
So creative play is something brand new to our game this year, and you can go into this creation zone and create your play, and you control everyone on the ice if you'd like. And so a few of the plays that you might see here are you go behind the net and a defenseman might sneak down into the slot looking for a one-timer. So that's one thing. Another thing is a cycle play where guys are cycling in the low corner waiting for someone to get open in front. So it's important to note that if you do see lines on the ice, that's your play you've created. You can turn those off because you don't want your opponent, if you're playing against someone else, knowing your plays. But they're important because the defense throughout the game will adapt to the way you're playing. So if all you do is get the puck back to the point, the CPU team will start playing a tight point strategy, not letting you get those passes. And if all you do is look for one-timers, same thing. The defense will start shutting you down. So what we seem to have to do is go in and make a few plays. And we'll go in and make a few plays. All of a sudden the defense is a little confused, but then after a while they'll pick up on it, and you might have to go in and make some more plays.
Right, we were talking about it earlier. It really kind of puts more pressure on your AI at this point in terms from a development standpoint, because you never know what somebody's going to create. They might put all guys in one corner fanning out, and your AI has to react to that, right?
They do, but we had 4 guys working on AI all year, and that was our biggest focus, and that's why this creative play came out of that, where we were like, the defense is getting so good we can't get to the net, we can't do anything. How do we create these moments that you can make these amazing plays?
A goal there from the Ducks.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Solani, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think that came off a creative play. So Solani looked like he went into the slot looking at the creative play, and he was open because he cut in a little bit. And gone are the days where you can just skate down the wing as fast as you can and look for a one-timer. That's NHL 94. That's back in the arcadey type days. And I think now we want people to have to play a real game of hockey. And as you're watching this on screen, you notice a lot more setting up in the zone and working the puck around. And when that happens, you get a much more realistic hockey game because it's not just up and down play. The only time you're going to get rush goals is on an odd man rush. And if you don't have that, you've played the game, and you have to set up in the zone and get the puck back to the point.
Although you did burn me on an odd man rush earlier.
I did. I'm not saying they won't happen, but that's where the new one-on-one deking system comes in, and I think I used one of those on you, where if a player, and I used to go online all the time last year, and a lot of players like to step up and hit all the time. But in real hockey, you can't do that. You have to give guys some respect. So with our new one-on-one deking, you can actually, make the puck loose from your stick, push it through a guy's legs, and get it on the other side. And if you do that enough, people are going to start off to playing realistic defense and stay back a little bit.
Well, we've talked about so much. Jeff, do we have any questions about NHL 08?
Ryan, we've got a ton of great questions.
Awesome.
In here. Let's start with Mara from Minnesota, who wants to know, does the game use an accelerated clock, or 5-minute periods really 5 minutes?
That's a good question. There is a bit of an accelerated clock. When you get on a power play, the time slows down a bit. In the last minute of the game, the time slows down. An interesting thing we did this year was when you're on a power play and the other team, the penalty killing team, ices the puck, the time will go fast. So in other words, it pays for you to ice the puck this year instead of just trying to rag the puck behind your net.
Right, cool. Any other questions, Mr. Jeff?
Yes, I do. Sebastian in Toronto asks, what happens if you're playing multiplayer with all these different consoles and someone drops out? Does the AI take over for that position?
Yes, the AI would take over, and we want to make sure that everyone's experience is, stays there and they're still playing, and the CPU can take over for that player. It's also, I'd like to point out that you can lock to a player, you can lock to a goalie, or you can just keep switching around and play like you normally would offline.
And I was going to say that you have the mode where you can play as the goalie. You can do that online in some of the modes, right?
Yeah, shootout mode and the OTP where you're playing on 6 different consoles. As long as you're the only player on your screen, you can play in that goalie camera. and from behind. And you know, it's tough to play as goalie online because your teammates are depending on you, and if you mess up and you let in a few bad goals, they're going to get mad at you. And in OTP, you talk to your teammates on headsets, and you won't hear the other team, so you can kind of strategize between each other.
Awesome. So, David, the name of the game is NHL 08. When's it coming out?
September 11th on PS3 and the Xbox 360.
All right. Awesome, man. Thanks so much. We appreciate it. And right now, we're going to take a look at BlizzCon. A huge, maybe you guys have heard of Blizzard. They put up big games. They had a con last week. We were there. So check out this video straight from BlizzCon.
Nicely done.
All right. Cool. Well done, man.
Hey, we are here at BlizzCon in Anaheim. This is Blizzard's second fan convention here, and what they're doing is everything Blizzard is under one roof. This is a pretty big show for fans because not only do you have Wrath of the Lich King, which is a new expansion for World of Warcraft, you also have StarCraft 2 playable with Protoss and Terrans for the first time, which is pretty amazing. You've got all kinds of fans here, some dressed up, and others just coming as normal folks. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking around, checking stuff out, give you a taste of what the show floor is like. So let's keep going now.
Well, we're at the 2007 BlizzCon, and basically it's a show that's focused on celebrating the Blizzard franchises and coming together with all of the players from as many players as we can from around the world to talk about the things we're doing and things we have in store for all the gamers, and give the gamers an opportunity to interact with our developers and get a feel for what inspires them, what things that they are thinking when they're doing certain things in the development process. And so it's just a really great time to get together.
And so we're actually inside the show floor. It kind of encompasses two big chunks. This is the first main chunk. Centerpiece here is our boy Illidan, who is looking mighty fine. He has his little groupies that are in front. We got some blood elves. Just a small sampling of the dressing up that you're seeing going on here. What's a con without a store and stuff to buy, especially swag? So let's go there right now. And so we're here kind of at the front of the line for the store. Basically, people have been attacking this thing since the show opened. They got keychains, they got t-shirts, they got baby Murloc figurines, they have a ton of stuff, and everybody's snapping it up. Like, the key to all that happening is that these folks take credit. Because whereas other cons, you see like cash only, it's all about credit, so they're making it as easy as possible for you to drop a wad. The line ebbs and flows as things are going on, and there's a couple panels going on and competitions and whatnot. So this would be a great time for us to get in line and buy our stuff. Hey, it's Ricardo, and I'm here, and I've bumped into some folks that are very dedicated WoW fans. We have Alex, Cynthia, and James. They've all dressed up for the occasion. So give me okay, what are you dressed as, and how long did it take you to put this together?
I'm dressed as a tier 2 rogue and bloodfang. It took me about 5.5 months to make it because the whole thing's made out of leather. So it took a bit to try and get the authenticity to it, but I wanted to stay on par with it right out of game, and I figured it was workable if I really put the time into it.
Very nice. Now, my dear, tell us about you.
My name is Cynthia Hall, and this is actually the Priest Tier 5, and it's a holy version Avatar Raymond.
How long did it take you to put together?
It took me about a week and a half for the entire costume, including the armor.
And James, you got your shiny.
Yes, exactly. I am Tier 2 Paladin, human, obviously, and sporting Sulfurous.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. We'll let you get to it. You look great, and we'll see you guys around Azeroth. All right, so we're on the show floor, and okay, somebody got confused because there's a Jedi on the show floor, but that's cool. That could just be his con outfit. All right, so that is BlizzCon. This is what's been going on for 2 days. It's actually my first one. It's Brad's first. Brad, what'd you think of all this?
I thought it was extremely well run. honestly, I think these company-specific, kind of smaller, fan-driven events are basically the future. You know, the E3s of the world are kind of going the way of the dodo. You know, like these things are a little bit smaller, way more tightly focused. You know, we're just getting to concentrate on a small handful of games and just kind of take in everything the Blizzard's got. You know, over 2 days. So.
We hope you like the coverage. It's been fun being here. It's been definite change of pace from WonderCon. It's been, like Brad mentioned, it's really well run. It's really cool. And it just gives you time to kind of savor the game, and they had a lot here to savor. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you at the next one.
BlizzCon. If you didn't live it, you can live it at GameSpot.com. Anyway, we are back with some more PlayStation 3 downloadable goodness. I'm here with PixelJunk Racers, Ryan.
Excellent. What is PixelJunk Racers all about?
PixelJunk Racers, my friend, is, like I said, it's a downloadable game, and it's meant to be a pretty simple kind of top-down racing game, and it's kind of a slot car thing. So as you see here, I've got these different modes that I can choose from. Haven't unlocked the whole single-player portion yet, but you can go in, and these are actually different modes that take place on the same track. So we can try and do this speed monkey mode, where you kind of build these overtake combos.
I like the monkey theme in today's show.
Yeah, a lot of monkeys going on. You see, these dudes are little.
Oh, so it's kind of a sprint thing.
Kind of like Sprint, but all I'm doing is hitting the gas and changing lanes. There's no real steering. And then they build a bunch of mini games around this concept. So you have some where, you know, I'm filling up a meter, and when I do, I turn into a fireball that just goes screaming down the track and can blow these cars away. In this one, I'm trying to pass cars without hitting them, and it kind of builds a combo as you go. And to get the gold medal, you have to build a pretty lengthy combo.
Are there any oil slicks?
No oil slicks. There are some little speed boosters, though.
So there are different.
There are 10 different tracks and 32 different game modes. So it seems like there'll definitely be kind of a lot to go through when the game is done. They lock a lot of the stuff up. I've unlocked about 8 or 9 of them so far.
So you'll expect to see a couple of repeats as far as the game modes for tracks then?
Yeah, for sure. It seems like each one of the game modes can be played on any one of the tracks, and you can go in and play with multiple players. You can get online and compare scores and stuff like that. Oh, that's gonna be tricky. Oh, a lot of cars. Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, let's see. I want to see another track.
All right, let's quit out of here.
I want to see another track. I want to see another game mode.
Okay, let's try just a little quick race here.
Now, this is all single-player stuff. Is there going to be any multiplayer in the game?
Yes, there is a multiplayer mode. Let's try Birkenhead Raceway. I like the sound of that one.
Yes, let's.
Now, this is Fireball Frenzy. I believe that this is the one where you kind of build up the ability to turn into a... Yeah, if I can keep this going, I will turn into fire. Oh, this is hard.
So this is a much more complicated track.
Yes, it is.
Do the tracks become even more involved than this, or?
I would imagine so. This is the most involved one that I've seen so far.
Okay. You've only seen a couple of them.
Yeah.
Out of the 10. So do you have any?
Okay, so now I'm fire.
Oh, you're a fireball.
And I can hit these cars to knock them out of the way, and then that'll give me even faster speed boost. So, you know, of course, the object is to finish the course as quickly as possible. So you want to spend as much time as a fireball as possible and hitting as many cars as you possibly can. Take these suckers out.
So the other cars aren't even really cars,
Not really. They're just kind of in your way. There are some modes where there will be kind of rival racers that are doing similar things to you. But for the most part, these are just kind of drone cars that just get in your damn way.
Oh, they're totally getting in your way, sir.
See, I just got to let off. That's.
You got to chill.
I don't like to slow down. I don't like to stop for nothing. I don't know if you know that about me, but
I'm aware of it. Question I've got here from Simon in Denmark is, when is this damn game coming out?
We actually don't know. They have not announced a firm release date for it yet. But it looks like it's pretty close to me. I don't know. I would think it would be coming pretty soon. That's what I would think. You know?
Cool. It looks like a good little bit of fun.
Yeah. And that's PixelJunk Racers for the PlayStation 3. And I understand you've got some PlayStation 3 magic going on over there,
Oh,
too?
yeah. Yeah, but ours isn't some little download game.
Oh,
I got Matt Rory. I brought in the big guns. Matt, how's it going?
How you doing, Ryan?
I am excellent. You brought a We've seen a Heavenly Sword on the show recently. They released that demo, but you've got a more significant version of the game.
Yeah, it's a whole chapter of the game. There are 6 chapters. This is chapter 2. It takes place a little bit after the demo that was recently released on the PlayStation Network.
And there's a snake lady.
There's Whiptail, one of the bosses from the demo, and we were gonna have to try and fight her.
Okay.
So
defeat all of Whiptail's personal guards.
Yeah.
That seems like a relatively easy task. I don't see the challenge of that.
It's not too bad. They're getting all assembled now. Anybody who played the demo kind of familiar with the gameplay. You got two kinds of basic attacks on 3 stances. So what I'm going to do here is try to clear these guys out and eventually get to the boss woman herself. And there are a bunch of them, so
give them the business, sir.
I will.
You've got your Heavenly Sword. You've got your crazy whip chain blades.
I'm going to go into ranged mode here. This is good for taking out a bunch of people at one time. So I'm just going to try to narrow down the competition just a bit before I...
Now, you played the demo as well,
I did,
correct?
yeah.
How does the combat feel in this comparatively? Does it feel like it's changed any? Does it feel like, are you getting access to other moves that weren't in there before?
You do. It's an interesting system. Like, you get upgraded... You've probably seen one popping up here pretty soon. The more hits you get and the better you do in combat, you see a little meter going up there. That will eventually start unlocking all kinds of weird stuff. You get more combos, you get like artwork and cinematics and stuff from the main menu.
That's a 33 hit combo, 34. Keep it going, man.
Trying. And if
what's the biggest combo you think you've gotten so far?
You can get well over 100 if you really.
Oh, and there it goes.
The best that you can do. I'll probably clear these guys out pretty soon with a super move if I can get up to rank 2. If they don't stop hitting me.
That's kind of their job, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of
they do seem to have a knack for only coming at you. Like they'll circle you and then like 2 or 3 of them will come at you.
Yeah, it's kind of like a old...
it's like a Bruce Lee movie.
Yeah, exactly, the reference I was going to go for. So here I'm going to hit somebody in the crush.
I beat you to it, sir. Oh.
Oh.
That seemed crass. That seemed unnecessary.
And I took out a few of the guys. I was actually an area of effect there. Ooh, counter. So yeah, it's pretty much the same gameplay as in the demo. You actually start off with a bit... The demo seemed to actually upgrade you a bit, like...
So they were giving you a little bit beefed up...
Like you can't actually go for the 3rd rank of the super move yet. You have to unlock that in this version of the game. So you actually did start off a bit more upgraded in the demo than you do here. So I just got to get rid of the rest of these guys here and make the boss woman show up. So
from what you've seen of the game so far, is it a lot of just like kind of cannon fodder here, where you're fighting a couple of like a whole bunch of dudes, and then there's like a nice boss fight kind of punctuated?
That's exactly what goes on. These guys are not too hard to take out. You can do all kinds of crazy ass moves on them. And then the boss fights come up, and they're a lot more tough. One of the ways that the bosses are actually tougher is that there's this thing called a stance attack. Like I've mostly been in the speed stance, but you can also go into the power stance here.
Bait and trap completed.
Yeah, and here comes the boss fight. I can skip over the cinematic. The thing about the game...
I want to see a little bit of the cinematic,
Sure
but then
thing.
we can
skip
over it, because I do like all of this crazy facial... They sure do like that camera angle on her.
The characters are all really well done, and the voices are actually... The voice of the main character, Noriko, is actually really, really good, too. It's like a deep British accent, which I like, so...
Excellent.
Me too.
She looks pretty gruesome with all scratched up, scarred up face and pointy teeth.
Yeah, all these cinematics are apparently directed by Andy Serkis, who most people know as Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He actually plays the evil king that you fight, I guess, at the end of the game. But they're all directed.
That guy's all crapped up.
Yeah, that's her dad. You're trying to rescue him. That's the whole point. So.
All right, well, we've seen enough of this touching stuff. Why don't you fight the crazy snake lady?
It looks, I don't know. To me, it looks like a lot like very evil Natalie Portman, but I could be way off there.
I'm not. I can't say I'm seeing it, but
all right, here's Whiptail.
Now she just turns into just a damn snake.
She's a tadpole. She's got a lot of water-based powers, so you have to kind of dodge these, and it's pretty not easy.
Do they fall into like the kind of like elemental themed bosses?
Not so much. They all have different little weird. One of them was a flying fox. I guess it's more animalistic than any kind of elemental stuff.
Sure.
But we've only seen one chapter of the game. There's obviously a bit more to see than that, so it's hard to make too many judgments here.
Fair enough.
So this boss fight is actually kind of a segmented thing where you have to attack her, get her life bar down, and then she'll... Oh! These things are tough to... You have to dodge forward through them, but the timing is really difficult. But then she's a little fatigued, so you just got to run over and whack her a bit. And this boss fight is actually segmented, so I'm not going to be able to actually hurt her too much here. Here's a thing, a little God of War-ish type segment.
Oh, you got her tail.
I stabbed her tail down, and then she's gonna take off here and talk to me again. And I have to fight her again.
So some chatty boss fights.
Chatty boss fights. This one especially is all very taunting. This one's only a couple seconds long. So she good little
stare down.
Yeah, good little stare down. Good little break in the middle of a longer boss fight. So
I'm going to give it.
You find yourself ever though just kind of being lulled into watching and then not realizing, oh crap, the game's starting again.
I like them. I mean, this one's kind of fun. Just a little taunting going back and forth. Real slap fest coming up. So, but this boss fight is actually longer than it might appear. Oh man, this camera angle is not supposed to be happening.
Can you do you have much control over the camera angle?
I don't think so. I'm supposed to. I guess I'll just get down here and attack her for a bit. Normally it'll automatically adjust, but I guess for whatever reason, this is still a preview build, so it's not
going
to be totally.
Oh, she's booking.
Yeah, she's really fast, and she goes up there and dodge and try to get to her. It's important to run towards her while this is happening.
Sure.
She only stays fatigued for so long. So.
Well, while you're slicing her up, I'm sure there's a ton of questions coming from the folks at home. Jeff.
Boy, howdy.
Howdy.
Let's start with
Jim Dandy.
There's a Jim Dandy lot of questions over here. Nick in South City asks if the enemies ever attack you while you're down. Notice a little delay from when you get up. Do they ever pounce on you or anything?
I've never seen that happen yet. You can do that to them, definitely, but I've never seen anybody attack me while I'm down. So you got a little bit of a buffer. It's not like a fighting game or anything like that.
All right, well, we saw some of the scripted sequences in the demo, the kind of God of War stuff. We're seeing these kind of buttons appear on screen. Jacob in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, wants to know how do the scripted sequences kind of compare to other games that do that? Have you noticed a lot of them so far? This is just one chapter, but...
there are a fair amount of them. I just actually failed that scripted sequence there, so if you do that, she gained back a bunch of life, too, so that's kind of problematic. And now I've got to try to take her down again. There are a fair amount of them.
You're having trouble dodging those waves.
Well, I can't see them. It's pretty difficult.
Sure. Even when you could, I'm just saying.
It's tricky. But there are a fair amount of them, but they're pretty liberal in making it not. You don't get too penalized if you miss one button. It's not like God of War. You can actually miss a couple buttons on these and still proceed on. It seems like so it's a little bit more forgiving, but it's not too bad.
So is this? Do you almost have her down here?
I almost do. I should be able to.
All right, let's finish her off.
Here. Coming up here,
and then.
Oh, I got her that time. Okay.
Excellent.
So now I think we're gonna segment out. That's kind of, she got defeated, but she's still kicking, so she'll be back later.
Well, we're not going to ruin the rest of that boss fight and let people...
To be continued.
Yes, they will get to see that themselves when they play the damn game.
Yeah, it's coming out a couple months, I think.
Excellent.
Cool.
Heavenly Sword for PlayStation 3, looking good. Matt, thanks for coming by.
Thank you, Ryan.
Jeff, what's going on next?
Coming up next, we're going to take a look at QuakeCon, but not the part where they showed games and stuff. We know they announced Rage, the big driving action adventure game, and they showed off some other stuff, and the id games made their way onto Steam. Instead, we're going to take a walk through the bring your own computer area and take a look at some of the modded PC cases that are out there.
Oh, delightful.
Delightful.
That's really my favorite part.
Yes,
people obsessing about their computers.
Let's get this going and take a look at it. I'm gonna watch.
Hi, we're at QuakeCon 2007 in Dallas, Texas. One of the many traditions of QuakeCon, of course, is a case modding contest where fans create the most elaborate computer cases they can and bring them here to show them off. So let's go ahead and find some great examples
of
computer cases.
That's a
Hi,
giant
I'm here with
robot
Dwayne,
man.
And we have.
And I think that looks like your typical case modder.
Yeah. Radios. Hi, Dwayne.
How you doing?
That's Dwayne.
Well, thank you. So let's go ahead and show off what do you got here.
What we got here is
what's he got here?
Backpack.
He's got a Operation Desert Storm theme.
I'm in a camo.
Whatever I could to make it look as much as possible.
Yeah, that computer's invisible.
What computer, sir?
Assembly on the back, so you can actually.
It's a backpack, also.
Put it on your back.
Sweet.
And take it to wherever
so he can take his shame on the road.
Inside there are fans. Who could have guessed?
Yeah, I got all these sweet fans.
These fans. I got rounded cables because that's pretty
better
chill.
airflow with that.
It does a great job. You have no problems.
Thank you very much, Dwayne. Sure, you've got a computer.
Yeehaw! Man, there's some computer cases over here, man. Check this out.
What do you think? Is it a big boot?
Yeah, it's a gigantic boot. Actually, it's a big pot full of beans.
Show us what you got.
Well, this is my first one.
Oh, let's see. What's the
right
reveal?
here?
Called Deja. It's my
You got the
second
Get Her Done
case.
special.
Well, actually, that's like.
Oh, it's wood.
Is that thing wood grain?
It's wood. No, I don't think it's wood grain, sir.
It was actual wood.
I think it's actual
I started
damn
working on it
wood.
about 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's old school, Tandy
It's not
style.
Veneer or anything. The keys,
Illustrious,
the keys are also
rich.
laser cut.
I don't know.
Wood,
That'd be kind of cool. I
finest.
could go for a hand-carved
Glued
wooden
'em on
keyboard.
top of a, like a Mac
Might be a little
keyboard,
heavy,
so
dude. I don't know.
it was
I don't know.
flat.
That looks awesome though. I bet the feel on that is
They're
great.
Fully functional.
Unless you want to play games or something.
Everything is internal. The only thing that I need.
Yeah, but then you get that good analog feel.
Oh, the mouse isn't wood. Come on, man, damn!
I had one on my old one, but I couldn't get the wood.
Get a warmer feel from the keys.
That would match this case.
So what kind of machine do you have in here?
This is a Opteron AMD-based machine.
He's got
two
another
gigs of
computer
RAM.
in his hat.
The only thing that's really a little lacking is the video card right now. When I started the
Yeah, I
design,
modded this
it
hat
was
too,
running
man.
X850s
Overclocked it.
So the
Put
card
a couple.
yeah.
You see all the fans I have in this
today's
hat.
high-end cards are
They're
like
real
this
big
big.
fans though, so they don't have to spin
And
so
I'm
fast.
running
Don't
out
make
of
so much
space.
dang noise.
So how long
Keep my
did
head
this
cool
take?
out
How
here.
much roughly?
Like I said, I've been working on this for 3 years.
So one
I
of the
could ride
things
on this
when you go
computer
to
for
a
8 seconds,
bring your own
baby.
computer thing is you have to haul your computer in, then you got to go back and haul your monitor. What happens if you put your monitor onto your computer? Here's Steven, and he did just that with his case mod. Steven? Why don't you go ahead and show us what do you got here?
Stephen Hawkins?
The Stephen Hawkins.
I think so.
Normal PC.
I modded this
It's got a
computer.
Athlon FX57 with dual 7900 GTs.
So wait, what?
If it's all one big package here.
So
Yes,
it's
all one big package. The
plexiglass?
stand here functions also as a lid, so when I'm transporting it. I can
What are we
have
even
a
looking at
monitor.
here, man?
He made his computer into an erector
Into a
set.
fish tank?
Perhaps the most popular.
Oh, but
and
here's
the
our
one
guy.
you can't help but notice case
Here's the
mod.
winner.
Staring a hole in the camera.
This guy's the winner in multiple ways.
Max, why don't you introduce us to Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots?
Well, here's Optimus. He's made out of solid aluminum.
That's not just John
He
Mangus,
stands
that's John
6'10".
Max Prime.
He has all the high-end
Oh, look at that.
hardware inside
That's a
of it.
computer.
He has
That,
a
sir.
little 7-inch
I don't remember the
LCD
NVIDIA
screen
logo
that can
being
watch
on
movies.
Optimus Prime before.
I got
That's
about
that's
6
an
hours
elaborate
making
product
And that's
placement.
a-
Optimus Prime is a sellout.
And that's a terrible place to put a
after
monitor.
Last year's QuakeCon and finished it up last
But
Thursday.
I wonder if he transforms.
What kind of reactions
I
have
think
been
he
getting
does.
from people
I wonder
out
if
there?
Max Prime can
More
transform
than I
into
ever anticipated.
someone desirable by a member of the
Really
opposite
cool
sex.
mod for people like us who grew up on
Oh, if I
Transformers.
cross the line, is
That,
that?
that would
Old school Optimus
that would be
Prime,
the
not
greatest
movie
transformation
one.
of all.
What is that?
Hey, ladies.
It's nice. It's for the younger generation that.
Whatever. I wish I could grow facial hair like that.
Yeah, he modded
That
his
thing's badass.
face. That's how much this guy's
Yeah,
into
What it's
modding.
going to be.
Okay, big question. Does it transform?
I don't think a big Optimus
Yes,
Prime
it
would fit
actually
under my desk.
transforms into a desktop.
I don't
mode,
think it
so
would
that
matter.
way
Just have it stand
you
next to
actually
your
can
desk,
use it
dude.
on your
Have it stand
desktop.
on your
Have it
desk.
stand on, yeah, stand on top of my
All right.
desk. That'd be
Thank
pretty
you
sweet.
very much, Max.
Well, that's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, so that was QuakeCon. Those are the case mods of QuakeCon. And from here, we are going to go live to Donald Mustard, creative director of Chair Entertainment. I got to put on the headset. That's how serious this is. But before we do that, you can check out BlizzCon and QuakeCon features on the site right now. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Check this out.
If you type in BlizzCon 07, you can go and see our BlizzCon coverage.
Even if you saw it when it was on the front page, we've been adding to this coverage. There's a lot more going on. Of course, the case mod video without a bunch of jerks shouting over it, and as well as plenty of stuff from QuakeCon. There are a lot of people dressed up and stuff. QuakeCon, of course, that Rage game looks pretty crazy. So definitely want to see some more of that. It looks like it's getting pretty serious about the engine game again. We'll also have a pretty cool panel discussion that you can check out from both events, all kinds of crazy stuff. So check out the site for those pages after the show. And right now I'm going to put this headset on because Donald Mustard is on the other end. Hello, Donald Mustard, are you there, sir? Hello, can you hear? Hello, Donald.
I'm telling you, I'm sitting right here. No, it's not on mute. It's all there.
We can hear you. We can hear you, Donald. All right, so some technical issues going on.
Here, come here. Duck down under the... No, I can't hear anything.
So we'll try and get that worked out. And in the meantime, we're going to be talking about Undertow.
I can't hear you guys.
It's a 16-player
Can you hear me?
multiplayer shooter coming to Xbox Live Arcade. And Ryan, I understand you're joined by Justin over there.
I've
How's
got
it going?
Justin.
So why don't you guys show us a little Race Driver DS?
Let's do that. Hey,
Yeah.
Justin, how's it going?
Sure, I'm doing well, thank you.
What do you got for us here, sir?
This is Race Driver, and I've totally forgotten the full name of it.
Okay.
Let me pull out my cheat sheet. I brought a cheat sheet.
I'm
for
glad
this
that you show up with
this. This just arrived today.
Oh, excellent.
So this is
Full name.
This is Race Driver Create and Race.
Okay, and so this is part of the Race Driver series.
It is, yeah.
Is this the first time that the series has come to the DS?
I believe it is, yeah.
Excellent.
And the cool thing with this, what I'm going to show first actually, is that in addition to all the stuff you would expect from Race Driver, it has a course designer here, and so and it's actually really easy. So you can start off just by kind of picking your templates here, like you would from like a slot car thing.
Sure.
You put them on, you can spin them around, all that kind of stuff. But then what you can also do is you can just draw these lines if you want. You can just design your course that way. And maybe make one that isn't busted.
I'll go ahead and turn up the audio on that so we can hear. I know this game has some sweet,
I can do that.
sweet music
There
in
we
here.
go.
Some nice jams. So pretty intuitive track creator.
Yeah, I mean, really easy to design tracks. And then what we can do is as soon as they go. So I've designed a track.
All right.
And right now, I can drive it.
And then you just go into it.
Take a look. Yeah.
Excellent.
And you can also, like it's as easy as that is, and you can also, there's a lot more you can do. I mean, I've kind of rushed through that there.
Sure.
But you can also put in kind of chicanes and wider pieces, and there's a lot of scenery, that kind of stuff. And yeah, and then the game itself, I mean, is actually pretty faithful to the race driver thing. I mean, it's.
So does that mean like pretty technical driving, or?
It's not technical, but it's. Man, I made a really tough course here, didn't I? I shouldn't have been quite so crazy with my stylus.
A little too cavalier there, were you, sir?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, actually, this. I think it kind of dumbs it down a little bit when you're just testing the courses out, actually. But yeah, the controls are definitely like you can't just hold down the button on the start line in the proper races. You'll just sit there and wheel spin, and everyone will drive off.
Oh,
and the damage,
although
it's not actually, it doesn't work in this this mode. But if I quit out and go to the mode proper, you'll see that your car gets damaged, and then like the proper race driver games, it does all the stuff. Let me quit out of here a second.
Now I've got a question here.
Okay.
For all of this, you're creating these tracks, and obviously, is there a limit that you know of for the number of tracks that you can keep on?
I know that it's at least 4 because that's what it shows me right at the start.
Now, if you're making tracks, you're going to want to share tracks. Does it have anything like that? Is there a game sharing or?
It does. You know, this game has support for 4 players, online or ad hoc.
Excellent.
And you can use, I think there are something like 30-odd real licensed tracks in the game. You can challenge people on any of those. And that includes the Nürburgring.
Is Nürburgring? I was just.
It is.
Damn, I was just gonna ask. Finally, someone has rendered the Nürburgring in a video game at last.
On the DS.
For the first time.
On the DS is kind of cool.
How does it feel on the? How does this version of?
You know, I haven't unlocked the Nürburgring yet. We've already had this. This came in like a few hours ago. So. But yes, you can see here on the game proper, I need to kind of be careful on the start. So, and I messed it up. There we go. And down the bottom there, you can see that my gears, my steering, my suspension, and everything can get messed up, and it definitely kind of has an effect on the handling. And like the other race driver games, your opponents in this are definitely really competitive and quite aggressive.
So good AI. How you're feeling the AI?
Yeah, so far it seems pretty good. I mean, I'm sure it's not quite on a par with the stuff that we'd see on kind of next-gen systems or whatever, but yeah, it's.
You seem pretty sweet on this game.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played it for long, but you know, I'm a big fan of the series for sure. And,
yeah. So you think this is going to appeal to fans?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, just the fact that you can go online and you can play it on the move, and I mean, for me, the course design is a huge bonus. That's something I'd love to see on like 360 or something.
Sure.
So that's a pipe dream, but
it's because I want to sell you the tracks there.
Yeah, that's true.
Excellent. Let's talk about licensed cars. We said there's a bunch of tracks in here. What are there for cars?
I think I'm right saying there are like 25 licensed cars. So we're kind of at the start of the game here. So you know, we're driving just Renault Clios, and I think the other event on this tier is just kind of Japanese factory spec stuff like the Nissan 350Z and that kind of thing. But then it's got American muscle cars, and yes, I mean 25 licensed cars. It's a pretty good selection for a DS game.
That's healthy. What about like career mode stuff and customizing cars?
I haven't seen that there's a lot of customization.
Okay.
Oh well, I only came third. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's a lot of customization, but the way the career mode works appears to be similar to, actually kind of similar to how they just did it in Dirt.
Yeah.
So you start off on the bottom tier, and there are a couple of events to choose from, and once you win a certain number of those events, you move on to the next tier, and that kind of thing. I'm not sure how long the World Tour mode is. But yeah, we can take a look at the main menu a sec and just see what's there.
See what else this has to offer while you do that. Jeff, is there anything people want to know about the race driver?
Yes, there is. Sander in the Netherlands wants to know how's the artificial intelligence of the opposing racers in the game?
Yeah, I mean, so far it seems good. It's I've really only spent like an hour or so with it, but yeah, they seem like aggressive, but not. It's not in a way where in some games, you know, it's just they feel aggressive because they're just oblivious to your presence. Like it doesn't seem like that kind of aggression. It seems like genuine. They're out to win, the same as you are.
Now, I saw that you were using this style of stuff for, you know, creating tracks and stuff. It's not trying to use that for any sort of goofy in-game controls, right? I'm not trying to steer on the touchscreen or anything, right?
Nah, nothing crazy like that.
Well, let's take a look here at the menus to see what all this game has to offer.
So we've got World Tour, which is what I was just kind of starting there. The Pro Tour, which I guess we haven't unlocked yet. Simulation, I don't know what that is. I guess that's probably even
Simulation
harder.
mode, you can set up your own championship in free race.
Cool.
Let's stop reading and keep going. Multiplayer.
Multiplayer, so yeah, 4 people online or ad hoc. And
4 players.
Custom tracks.
Friend code stuff.
I guess, yeah. It's bound to be, isn't it? It's
bummer.
It's unfortunate. Track design extras. I don't know what's in extras.
Apparently a large cross.
Let's have a look. The rewards shop.
So just the kind of little odds and ends I think you'd expect from something like this.
Challenges, bonus championships, cheats. Oh. New items for the track designer as well, so we can unlock new pieces.
Oh, excellent. Well, I'll let you get back to having fun with this,
cool.
which I can tell you.
Are there loop-to-loops in the track designer? Jacob in Arizona had a very specific question.
I haven't unlocked it yet, but I'm sure there must be.
There you go.
Yeah, totally set up for it. This game's totally Trackmania DS.
All right, so that's Race Driver. What's the full name?
Race Driver.
You can look at the sheet if you want to.
Create and something. Create and
race. Create and race.
Create and race. Yeah.
All right.
And I'm not sure when it's coming out because the release date on my cheat sheet says Q2, and I think we already missed that.
Or it's still coming.
Or it's September 4th.
There you go.
Sure.
We'll see. So coming soon to the DS. Justin, thanks for giving us a look.
Not a problem.
Jeff, what's up next?
Well, unfortunately, there have been technical issues that people running around could not get our connection to the folks at Chair Entertainment to work, so we will have Undertow on a future show. So we apologize for that, unable to bring that to you this week. But we do have a little teaser for something we're going to be putting up on the site pretty soon. You've heard of this game, Halo?
Rings a bell.
Rings a bell? Rings a bell? Halo 2, perhaps?
No, I've never heard of that.
No? Okay, well, there's an upcoming game called Halo 3 as well. We're going to be taking a look at all the games, and we got this put together to give you a look at a little bit of what we're talking about.
So Halo is basically your standard story of good versus evil. And it mixes a lot of sci-fi elements in it, and we're looking at basically man's struggle to survive.
Halo is a first-person shooter that really defined the original Xbox. It was that game that stood out from the pack and let you know that the Xbox was a serious contender as far as a gaming platforms were concerned.
Halo's really all about everything that you ever wanted from one big kick-ass adventure. You got the main guy, Master Chief, he's got a gun, there's bad guys that are aliens, they're gonna take over the planet, and you gotta go kick ass.
In a lot of ways, it was kind of the perfect storm. It was in the right place at the right time. It was that game. Halo was the game that stood out from the pack and made you go, all right, okay, sure. All right, so that's it. Check back on the site soon for our Halo Launch Center. We're going to have all kinds of Halo-related information there, and that's going to be your place to be between here and September 25th to find everything you need to know about Halo 3. Of course, you can also check the site for more information on Blizzcon and QuakeCon, as I said, and more upcoming stuff. We have a lot of things in the works. It is August, and things are going crazy. Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, we will be right here live for a Madden NFL 08 marathon. All kinds of business going on. They're launching out of New York. We'll be here playing the game, making things happen. You'll be able to, kind of kick back and enjoy a little football with us before the game officially hits stores. So look forward to that. And then near the end of the month, we'll actually be skipping on the spot a day. We're moving it back to Friday because we'll be broadcasting live from the Penny Arcade Expo. I'll be up in Seattle doing God knows what there with Gabe and Tycho and those guys, and they'll be running around. It's madness. So stay tuned to the site for more information on that. And that about does it for the show, Ryan Davis.
Indeed, that does. A good show it was, I think.
Yes, I had a great time. You appeared to have fun.
I
Your
did
eyes
have
are
fun.
Just totally destroyed.
Yeah,
that's great.
I'll go back and stop
This
looking
show
at
was
things.
so awesome, it blew your eyes away.
Indeed, it did.
All right, so of course, Need for Speed, ProStreet, you can check out that trailer on the site coming up here pretty soon. And of course, we want to thank Electronic Arts for bringing by NHL 08, and thank Chair for trying to work with us to get Undertow to work. We'll get him next time. All right, that's it for this week. Tune in next week for more On the Spot. Thanks.